high school girls, and it was freshman biology class, and the girls had just returned from a retreat over the weekend, and it was Monday morning, and they decided that they wanted to sing me a song, and not just sing me a song, but this particular song had dance moves with it. And so these freshman girls in high school wanted to stand up in front of their peers and sing this song. It was this song, "Our God is an awesome God, He reigns from heaven above." You know the arm movements, don't you? Yeah. It's like late 90s or so, okay? So if you don't remember that one. But anyway, so these girls get up and they do this in the front of my class. And I'm like dumbfounded by this, because when I was a teenage girl, you wouldn't have caught me dead singing a worship song in front of my peers, right? But I was also, I loved it. And I was also like really intrigued by it. And so it sent me on this little journey to find out more about this new genre of music called contemporary Christian music. I'd never heard any song. I knew the hymns, right? Grew up Catholic. I love the hymns. I love singing the hymns. We all love music, right? It's one of the reasons you guys are all here. We love music. Our brains love music. Music heals us. Music moves us. It moves us to emotion. And when we sing together with people, like at a concert, there's like even more energy behind music. And our brains get this little hit of dopamine every time we hear music. It's like the reward center of the brain, the same part of the brain that loves dessert or a glass of wine, or someone hands you a $100 bill unexpectedly. That's the same part of the brain that also loves music. So I'm 28 years old, and I'm seeking out this contemporary Christian music now. And I find this one song, again, late 90s, early 2000s. It's called Enough by Chris Tomlin. And you know how when you find that song you love and you're like listening to it on repeat over and over again and you're memorizing every single word of the song? That's what I'm doing. And so I'm loving it. And these are some of the words in the song. All of you, I'm not going to sing it, by the way. That's for them. All of you, Jesus, is more than enough for all of me. You are more than all I want or all I need. So this is on repeat over and over. And when I was a kid and I'm singing those hymns, I didn't know what I was saying, right? I just loved music. I'm just singing it. I love it. It's good for the brain, right? I'm getting a hit of dopamine. But now I'm an adult and I'm singing this song and I'm thinking, and I know what the words mean and I understand them. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I believe that. Is he enough for me? Is Jesus enough for me? Is he enough if I lose my health? Yeah, maybe. Is he enough if I lose a relationship? How about a job or lots of money? Is Jesus enough then? Maybe. What if I lose a sibling or a child? We're getting in a different territory now, right? Is Jesus enough then? I don't know. How does your heart answer that question? Is Jesus enough for you when life hits, when things are hard? Is Jesus enough? I've been through some of that stuff, right? So have you all. I know some of your stories in this room. I know you've been through some stuff. I have too, and not unscathed, not without wounds. But I wonder, did I get through it leaning on Jesus, or did I just muddle through it on my own and make it out on the other side? Is Jesus enough for you? The only thing I know to do when I start asking myself these kinds of questions is to turn to my faith and to turn to Scripture. What did God already say about this, if Jesus is enough for us or not? What does he want us to know about this? And here's what I found over and over again when this question came up for me. And it's Isaiah chapter 46, verse 4. And Isaiah the prophet is telling us, he's speaking for God, and he's telling us that God says, even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. So let's unpack that a little bit. First of all, he says, even to your old age and gray hairs. I almost left that part off because I didn't think it mattered. But it matters because God is saying here that I love you with a parental kind of love, a maternal kind of love is the translation. And I love you like a parent loves a child. And if you think about it, only little children are carried around, right? But God is saying, even to your old age and gray hairs, I'm going to carry you. I'm going to sustain you. So he's telling us that not just when you're a child or a toddler, I'm going to carry you throughout your whole life. So that's really comforting. And then he says, I am He. What does he mean by that? I am He. What he's saying here is, I'm the same God that parted the sea for Moses. I'm the same God that chose Mary. I am the same God that gave David the courage to take down Goliath. I'm that guy. I am He. I got you. And then he goes on to say, I will sustain you. Sustain means to hold up or to bear a burden for. And then we're going to look at the definition of carry. I know everybody knows what carry means, but I want to camp out here for a minute because, again, let's go back to only small children are carried, right? There's a certain age where mom doesn't carry you anymore, right? However, God is telling us that He is going to carry us to old age. But the definition here for carry is this: to pick up and to take away, to transport or to take away. Now, we know what carry means. But imagine a little child is getting ready to walk into a busy intersection, or they're approaching a vicious dog on a leash. That parent is going to pick them up and carry them away from the danger. And that's what God is promising to do for us. That's what He does for us. Yeah, we go through stuff, but He is still promising that He will carry us over the obstacle, over the danger, and past that, until we are safe, until we are rescued. And by rescue, God means He will cause us to be safe. He will cause us to be safe. I mean, of whom should we be afraid? After reading this, who can we trust? What would that look like in your life if you could really answer that question? Is Jesus enough for you? If you could really live like you knew the answer was yes, what would be different about your life tomorrow? God carries His people from beginning to end with a parental love. And so what would it look like for us to do that? Jesus is indeed enough for our joyful moments and our difficult moments. God can replace those unhealed places in your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. God can replace that with joy and peace and love. If your answer tonight is yes, Jesus is enough for me, then we believe He can replace all of our pain and suffering with peace and joy and love. That's why we're here tonight, right?